We definitely rented the wrong thing. Look at this van Camino that's next to us. It's like one of our vans that we normally sleep in, but they've slashed off the back and given it a trunk. That's a good one. After a very hectic parking situation, we are back in the little town that we were in yesterday. I had wanted to do an activity of making udon myself, but they were too busy yesterday, and today we were able to make an appointment, so we came back and we're going to make udon. We are going to be true Sanuki people. It is time. It is very hard to explain what is going on in here. It seems like there are 6 instructors all kind of just yelling at people to do things, and nobody's really focusing. And nobody's really kind of just focused. There's no real leader. And there's not that many people in here. We have a group of about 10 Chinese people behind you, and then behind me there's a group of 4 people and a lady next to you, and for some reason there are way more people yelling the instructions. I got this. It feels like this is some sort of race. I really thought that we were going to be making it from scratch. What am I doing? Like, they've already made it for me? I have nothing to say other than I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Alright, what we're supposed to be doing is making this as long as our stick. She seems like she's pretty happy. Boom! I win! I won the race! Young. Got it. Instead of having someone like tell me what to do, the lady mainly comes up and just says noises to me, and then she gives me a sheet of paper that has English on it to tell me what to do. We could just talk in Japanese, it would be fine. But this is just so spastic and strange. The next thing, we are going to use our gigantic cleaver to cut 4mm strips. Oh, that was not a good cut. Nobody needs to know. Oh wow, it's really good. I can't be the only one that eats everything before it gets cooked. Raw chicken. Chicken sashimi. Yes, we ordered that. I can make this at home. They made me start over. I used this cutting chart and I put my noodles onto the cutting chart and I cut here and I cut here and I cut here. That was not the way you're supposed to do it. It needs to be as thin as those white lines, apparently. So, yeah. Please cut width of 4mm. Yeah, I guess that was not 4mm, that was a centimeter that I was doing, but wow. Do it again. Rookie biatch. This lady's from a different group. She has come over here to show me how to do things.
She's from a different country.
Yeah, I get what she's doing, but it's so hectic in here. Arigatou gozaimasu. I think that's how you say thank you. It's so hectic in here that a person from another group was watching me more intently than the instructor and came over to make sure that I wasn't messing this up. Dude, it just leveled up. They have tambourines and music. What the hell is going on? That little kid over there is having a great time. The next step is that you actually step on it. Okay. And you need a tambourine, and you also need to know whatever the fuck this song is.
This is chaos.
A dance party broke out, and I stepped on a lot of udon. It feels really good. It feels like super good. Alright, so the order of things does not make sense. They bought out a brick, and I smushed it down, and I rolled it, and I cut it. And then that went into a dish. Then they brought out the dry ingredients where I made udon dough from scratch. That dough that I just made is going home with me. I won't be eating it today, which I find kind of surprising. I thought I'd be eating today what I made, but I guess today we'll be eating the dough that they made that I rolled and cut. Is that the under?
Why couldn't you have just rolled and cut this now?
I don't know. So the order of things is a bit out of ordinary, but then again, all that just happened, so I guess I can't be surprised.
Katie's got her little brick that we're taking home with us, I guess. And then we've got this dish with 2 servings of udon, even though we only bought 1 serving udon because Katie cut one wrong, but was going to give it to us. And now we're all just, as a big group after the dance party, going to the 4th floor. I don't know, man. This is insane.
All right, Yonkai, we're on the 4th floor. And we've come up to a boiling pot, which I assume we'll use for our noodles. We've got dishes for things to eat, and now we relax and enjoy. Hello. So these are the noodles that they made that we cut, and we're gonna eat them. I'm putting one to the side. Do you want one to the side for you?
Sure.
And they just said to put it in the water. And we paid for one person, and I just hurt myself a lot, but that's okay. We paid for one person, but I messed up on those noodles, and they just said that Eric can have the fat noodles to fatten him up. Sweet, free lunch. You can feel them getting hard. Like when you do spaghetti noodles, or I guess it's fresh noodles. I'm used to doing like the kind of noodles that you get from the store, and these you can actually feel them. They harden when they get into the water because they were fresh noodles, and that's a really cool feeling. I haven't had that in a long time. I've only really made fresh noodles once, so now twice. Don't tell the teacher, but I'm already eating the noodles, and they are really good. They aren't how I feel udon would be, because they were saying that Sankyu udon was square. They didn't teach us how to make square. I feel like we made fettuccine, like fettuccine? Kind of fettuccine-ness, where it's thin, or not thin, it's flat, but yeah, I know how to talk about noodles. I've been versed on that. Ah, now they're starting to float. The teacher doesn't seem concerned with my progress. Just keep twirling. Just keep twirling. Smile. I'm feeling like this is a sign that it's finished, but we have completely been abandoned. That seems about normal. They're gonna come back and tell me that I've done it wrong and we don't get to eat it.
Or they're just gonna give you 2 more portions.
2 more portions of perfectly cut stuff. I'm not good at this part of cooking. I really need like strict guidance on timing because I don't time things well. But Our Lady is gone. She's been gone for like a good 5 minutes. Other people have started eating their noodles and I'm just sitting here going, okay, are we not doing this right? I'm supposed to have an egg with mine. That's nowhere to be found, so I assume she's coming back with that, but we really don't know.
Tamago? Tamago? Ah, 持ってくるね。ごめんごめん。
And they're like, what am I supposed to do? You gave me a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't know what to do with it. Like, this is Udon school, teach me. I didn't realize that was on. We're about to eat some very overcooked noodles. The lady came back and we had to basically ask her, what do we do? Like, you've given us all these things, we don't have any idea what to do. And you could tell that she wasn't ready for that. Like, she didn't expect somebody to ask her, what do we do now? And I just looked at her and I said, Nihonjin janai desu. We're not Japanese people. And yeah, then she gave us instructions, which was, you're gonna take this dashi sauce and pour it on. This is not one of the poor things. Okay, she said just a little bit, so I'm just gonna go with that. Then some onions on top. And a little bit of, I'm gonna use your chopsticks. A little bit of shoga. And I got an egg. Oh, it's half boiled. Maybe I can pierce it. It's hard on the inside. Lame. It's supposed to be runny. Okay. Whoop. And then you mix it. Can you tell I'm a little disappointed right now? Maybe I don't understand, and that's the case. I guess I have to go with that I don't understand. Where did she go? What did she just thought that we'd be on perpetual noodle mode, and did you just put us on auto noodle? Just on auto noodle, they'll be fine. Okay, here we go. Please don't be super overcooked. Please don't be super overcooked. Overcooked. Let's just talk about this experience. This has been madness. It cost about 2,000 yen to do this, and some of that was parking, so we'll take some of that off. The amount of ingredients and the things that you would do, I'd say, were worth about 1,000. And then the madness was probably worth about 500 to just see that all this happens. They do this 4 times a day, and I can't believe they're still rolling. If somebody came to this town, this would be the first thing I'd tell them to do, and I'd give them no information. I would give them none. I would just be like, you should totally go and do this, and leave it at that, and then hope that they come back to me and go, why did you send me there? And I'd be like, because it's awesome. It's terrible and awesome all at the same time. Yeah. A bit insane, and the end product is not what I expected, nor did it go to the caliber of what I think it should be for a place that calls itself a school. But we got a lunch and a free lunch, and we just had an experience that I don't think you can have anywhere else in the world. I'm gonna say that's not happening anywhere else in the world. Me and some old lady stepping on Udon dough, or not Udon, Udon dough to Gangnam style. Wow. I'm gonna have lunch.
What I think blows my mind about that entire experience is that we just are used to doing things in Japan is not like that. It was very, very, very alien compared to the types of things. And we've done these like little things where you can go and learn how to make food or whatever before.
Yeah, like
and it's always really peaceful. And it's always like, okay, everybody, we're gonna do this step, and then you slowly do the step, and everybody makes sure that everything is fine, and then like you go on to the next step, and everything is very, very formulated. And this was just like a scatter shot of insanity.
Yes.
You have like a bug on your face? Yeah, there's like a bug on your face. All right, I got it. Yeah, it was like, it just didn't make sense.
To the point that people like me got left behind and made brown noodles.
So, I mean, it wasn't a bad experience. It was just vastly, wildly different than anything I've ever seen in Japan ever. Like the amount of insanity. That is not how things usually operate.
It was from start to finish. Like when we went to go and make the reservation, the lady was kind of out of her mind.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to go through this building.
Oh, now we're lost.
Yeah, so she was just kind of insane. And then when we got up there, everything was just insanity. Did I think that we were going to be doing all the things that we did? Not at all. And then the absent-mindedness of the cooking lady just being gone.
It just,
all of it.
The whole thing was crazy. It's cool.
It was cool, it was intense, it was... whoa. Kagawa Ken is saying goodbye to you, and we actually did a U-turn. On the other side of this sign, Kagawa Prefecture welcomes you, shows you a little like cute map and stuff, but Tokushima is nowhere to be seen. Like no signs, no nothing. Maybe further down the road something happens, but if you don't get to see it, it didn't happen. And that just means Tokushima, whatever. Alright, well, Tokushima Prefecture has been announced, but it did not welcome me like Kagawa Prefecture did. I had some expectations. I mean, it looks like a great place.
You're coming off real negative about Tokushima Prefecture. You've only been here for like a minute.
That's just how it's treated me since I've been here. I get a warm welcome.
It's got an uphill battle to win you over at this point.
Yep. It might win with what I've seen we will do today. I'm gonna bounce on it! Get out of the way!
We are driving through strikingly beautiful Tokushima, and we have found an amazing bridge over an amazing river. This is stunning, and there's no tourists here. It's just us. It's crazy. Well, there's tourists. I mean,
us.
You.
Wow. Jump, please. Like that much.
Don't drop your phone. We found a little stairway that goes down to what we think is the river. And it's a little mysterious the way you have to go down. It's like you're climbing down through the middle of the highway. These rocks are huge, and they're really cool to climb on because they actually kind of have some grip. They're not too slippery. They kind of have edges and stuff, so they're really fun to climb around on. And I kind of feel like I'm on the moon a little bit. Like, it didn't look like the rocks were gonna be this big until you get right up next to them. Like, for some reason, like them being down below didn't give you the right perspective. And you get down here and you're like, oh, this thing is like very, very, very large.
It's a boulder.
It is, yeah, it is an absolute unit of a boulder. And a lot of them got cool colors. And it seems like it's pretty diverse too. There's like these greenish colors and then like more earth tones and stuff, like striping through them and things. Very cool, very beautiful.
It feels good. It's not too cold, but it's cold.
You gonna go swimming?
Not right now. We got places to be. And the place to be is not here. Although we are here.
Found a cave. Nothing scary lives in caves. pretty spooky. There's a shovel in here. We're still rolling through this beauty, and we're on this road that is a 2-lane road, believe it or not, only it doesn't look like a 2-lane road, it looks like a 1-lane road.
Yep.
And when cars come, you gotta squiggle over to the side.
And then they give you a honk to say thank you for squiggling over to the side.
And we've got this brick of udon that Katie was stepping on this morning. And the lady told us that you have to put it in the fridge within 3 hours and then eat it within 3 days. And we don't have a fridge, nor are we gonna be able to cook this within 3 days. But we don't wanna let it go bad, so we're just kinda eating it like raw because it's delicious raw,
Yeah.
believe it or not. There's almost, you didn't put any salt in here, did you? Maybe they put salt into the komugi beforehand, because it's a little salty tasting.
Inside of that powder that they gave us
Yeah.
was more than just flour.
Oh, okay.
There were a lot of other things in there, like baking powder and things like that, that you are unaware of.
But
If the recipe was just flour and water, I think we would have nailed that by ourselves.
I was just like, what is this, magic? We got this block. I don't know if I'm able to eat all of this within 3 hours.
We've got a head-on chicken situation, and this man, I'm conquering his world right now. Look at it, look at the fear. There's a little car.
Gotta give him the honk.
Got one back. We found a waterfall?
As usual, I don't really know what we're doing, but Katie knows what we're doing.
I know what I want to do, and now that I've gone like 2 hours of a drive, I'm wondering, like, have I taken us to the wrong place?
Because we're way out in the
This
middle of nowhere, and
doesn't-
there's like all these little towns and stuff, but it just doesn't feel like there's a touristy thing to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I have no idea. She said maybe this is for children. That's all I know about it. Now you and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
We've not parked the car, and we're just kind of walking, and we don't know where to go. Really, there's not really any signs. I still don't know what we're looking for. You're telling me not to read signs.
This is looking okay. Ah, I see a sign. Don't look at the sign. Don't look at the sign. Yeah, it says to go to the left.
All right.
We will do that.
All right.
For those that can see behind you,
I have no idea. We're at
they might not even know what it is just looking at it.
We're at an onsen, like a little hotel, and like I've been told to use a toilet before we do a thing, and it's kind of really nice and peaceful and quiet and serene here. And
You can turn around.
apparently behind me,
Who'd that be?
what the hell? It's like a little train.
Yep.
There's a little train, and it looks like it's for kids.
There's a track, and I don't know where it goes, but we're gonna get on it.
Okay.
We are on the machine now. We have both peed before the machine. Okay, it's picking up speed. It's picking up speed. We've been instructed that like you press this red button if there's trouble. Is this gonna be badass or I don't know what to expect, man. Going down this hill is very relaxed. It might just be that it's gonna be like it's a small world after all.
Maybe, but through the woods.
Yeah.
And there's a trouble button. We don't have that on the small world.
No. They just let them drown.
Oh, the seat's moving.
Your seat is or my seat? Don't cause trouble. This is awesome.
He told us that my legs couldn't touch the back of Katie's seat because the seat is going to move around, which is troubling because I'm pretty big and I hardly fit in this thing.
That's something we should have known before we chose seats.
Whoa!
Oh my god, my seat is moving!
Oh, the seat rotates!
Why did I move? It's like, what? Am I going to go back? No, I just sit forward like this.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't know
Going
if that we're conveying this on video or not, but the whole seat like tilts like this when it went up the hill.
Look at this hill.
Yeah, it's gonna tilt a lot when we go up that, I bet.
What the fuck is this? Who made this? Is the whole day just going to be spent with my eyes going, I don't understand what's going on. All right, I'm ready for this.
Yeah, this is gonna be, I'm gonna hold the camera as still as I can.
Let's get vertical.
Like, as level as possible. Oh, you can see. That's so weird.
Why is it doing that? Coming back, coming back, coming
We've been now going up for like 15, maybe 20 minutes. And it just continues to climb and climb and climb. And it's very beautiful. It's very interesting because of the whole weirdest roller coaster ever vibe. And
But
it
this-
slows down sometimes. Like, this really makes me scared. Like, honestly, this is like, that slowdown is terrifying. And the only thing that you really see is like trees and beauty and then signs that tell you what kind of trees you're looking at.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't know them in English and I certainly don't know them in Japanese. So it means basically nothing to me.
Yep.
The angle of climb is no joke sometimes. Like, you really are like at a like this kind of slant, like in a way that it's like it feels like you're on a really slow roller coaster. I guess is really what it feels like. It's climbing for what feels like forever.
And no sign that we're stopping at any point.
We did pass somebody a minute ago though.
Yeah,
it was
that
the
was
first
fun.
time we've seen another person. This place is so remote. I can't imagine they get a whole lot of customers. But maybe it's like some sort of famous onsen area and in the weekends it's packed. Who knows? I gotta say, the tilt forward is really just uncomfortable. Like, see how my legs are? Like, I'm like this. And I was leaning backwards. It would like be way, way more comfortable. Here comes a tree. I don't understand. You just feel like you're being pushed back into your seat. It would be very, very nice. But this is like my entire this stuff. Like everything on my legs is just stressed from this like leaning forward thing that we're doing to keep us level. I don't know, man. It's not making a lot of sense.
It would be interesting if you could tell your seat not to do that. You'd
Yeah.
have the choice.
I'm interested to see maybe when we're going back down, then it'll be a good tilt that it'll give us. I don't know. We'll see.
This is weird.
It's very, very strange.
I don't understand. We're still going. It's been 30 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
We are totally missing Fika for this.
Okay, we just saw a sign that said in 100 meters we're going to be at the top of the mountain and that we should be expecting a view off to our right. And it's looking like it's going to kind of maybe run us a little bit up along the ridge of the top of the hill. So I think there might be a little bit of payoff for the long ride that we had.
What do you mean? The payoff
Payoff was
when
the
my
ride.
chair was swiveling. Well, I don't think we could get this view from anything else. And certainly not in this way. That thing stopped and I was like, oh, we're dead. Wow.
Looks like we're about to head down now. And I'm wondering what direction the seat's gonna go. Whoa, my knees are gonna get crushed. I do not fit in this ride, y'all. Look at my legs. This is nice. I can get down on this. This is a good way for it to tilt.
Well, get ready because it's half an hour of this.
I'm not really clear on what's propelling us. You would think that maybe it would be...
It's the seat.
You think it would be like a cable or something pulling you, but it doesn't feel like that. It actually feels like that the cart itself is like got a motor in it or something. And maybe there's sensors in the track so it knows where to slow down and where to tilt the seats back and forth, like so it can locate itself. Because it just doesn't seem to be any other way that this could possibly be working, because there's nothing but a single track, these 3 lines on the left, and then a line on the right that is got like a little wheel that's just keeping it from, I think, bouncing around. It doesn't look like it's like a serious level of like structure holding or anything.
How did you see all this from the back
Oh,
seat?
I can look down like this and I can see some things.
That's too dangerous.
But-
Stay inside the car.
Oh, it's about to get real steep. Are you ready for the tilt?
Yep,
Let's
I'm
get a
ready.
tilt. Here comes some sensor just happened, and whoop, now we're going back. So I don't really know how it works, to be honest. And it doesn't seem like it's being actively monitored. It seems like the whole thing is just running on its own. And I can't help but wonder, this track is really long. How much did this cost to install? It must have been astonishingly expensive to put in. Because it's no joke how they did this. It's like a seriously well-made machine. And we're not gonna go bumbling down this hill to our death, I don't think.
Nah, I don't think so either. I was waiting for the seat to move. No, it didn't move.
I think we gotta wait for it to level out again, dude.
So it's been like 45, 50 minutes now.
This is an hour-long trip.
I see some track over there. We might be there tomorrow.
I got a chance to look underneath the machine at the end of the ride because we were like the last people coming home today because we're at the end of the day.
Yes.
So those dudes are just like getting ready to pack up and leave, and there's nobody else like other customers coming through. So I talked to them for just a second, and I was like, is it an electric engine? And they said, yeah, it's an electric engine. And you can see when you look underneath of it that there's like a tooth system, an interlocking tooth system that it has, so that it's pulling itself up on that metal bar in the middle, and that's all it is. And I'm assuming that engine is built in a way that it can't fail. Like it's got some sort of mechanical thing in it that's keeping it from like tumbling down. You know, like if the electricity cut, I think that that tooth system would lock it in place, basically. So that's probably how the safety system works. But I'm really impressed with just the fact that they built that thing. And
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you had seen this, would you have thought that's what was coming?
I would have thought we were riding something, obviously, because it says monorail, but I wouldn't have thought that it was an hour long. Seriously, what time is it?
You said 34 was
It's
kind of
42 right now.
That's
about an
and
hour.
some change
Yeah.
almost.
I would not have thought that we were going to be going on a ride that was an hour long up through the forest.
Well, now, so let's talk about this was 2,000 yen per person. And for most activities, we're probably looking to drop not that much money.
No.
We would try to keep things cheap. And but I knew we were driving all the way out here, and if we got out here and I found out it's going to be 4,000 yen like it was, I'd already accepted that before we started driving out here. I was like, I'm not going to stop the activity because it's hit that amount of money. Because
Sure.
I thought that one car could be 2,000 yen. But that's not the case. So think about that money. How did this live up to?
It was a bit expensive. However, it's extremely unique.
Extremely.
I've never seen anything like that, and it is also. It is a long ride. I don't know if it needs to be so long, but you have to go to the top of the hill.
I wish I had known how long the ride was going to be, because I might have actually like brought some stuff to do.
Like some snacks or something.
Some snacks, or like I would have brought my little book or something.
The experience wears off in a few minutes, like after 10 or 15 minutes, and the seat is moving and all that. And like, okay, this is, I've had it, you know, like I understand what's going on. It's pretty and it smells nice. And then you get to kind of marvel at this
from what you've been doing.
Sure.
You know?
But for an hour in that little cart, it just seems a little excessive. So it's almost like, I kind of think I know what you're getting at. Is it would be nice if it was shorter and cheaper.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to guide you down any road. I like that that's the conclusion that you came to. I think for the uniqueness, it was kind of worth it.
Yeah, I don't feel gypped.
But yeah, I felt like I was on there for a little. It swallowed a bit more of my time than I thought it was going to.
Did you have one more planned for today?
I do have more planned for today.
Are we going to make it?
I have no idea, but I'm not going to push it. So.
Are we checking hotel prices out here or no?
Yeah, maybe. We'll find out.
So we're coming here where Katie was trying to keep a secret to me. So like she was telling me, don't look at any signs, don't look at any signs, don't look at any signs. And she did realize that we needed to use the toilet. So that's why we use the toilet. But this sign specifically says that the ride takes about an hour and 10 minutes and it's nonstop. So make sure to use the toilet before you go, because you would have a serious issue if you had to hit that red button, and I don't even know what kind of explanation you have to give that guy, like, yo, I gotta drop a deuce. Like, I'm sorry, this has gotta be a thing. That guy does not want to hear that.
Oh, I see the hour and 10 minute stuff now.
Yeah.
I'm glad I went.
Yeah.
Would have been bad news. It's time for Fika now. And we actually, in a way, prepped yesterday, not intentionally. We found some sweets while we were walking around the mountain, Kompira, in the city of Kotohira. And we had seen signs throughout the city, like, this is a big deal. This little guy that's sitting in my hand, it is Kyuman. And I saw it in books. It's kind of like a triangular manju. So inside's going to be an an.
Yeah, like onko or something like that.
It's the more blended of the bean situation, and it's yellow.
That's what we think.
If it's what I think it is. So we saw signs for this everywhere, and I thought, okay, we should get some of that, and then if we have a Fika down the road where we can't find a convenience store, then we'll eat this and have it in the car. That is today. Coming from the Ladybug roller coaster, there are no convenience stores within the next like 10 kilometers. We've just been going up to vending machines hoping to find beverages that we want to drink, and I finally found one that I'm interested in, and Eric's got a 7-Up, so now we have the makings of Fika, and we've pulled over and we're gonna get our Fika on. The underside of this Kyuman, you can just pull this little guy. Doesn't seem like it worked out as well as I wanted it to. Get that little adhesive off. I don't know if you're supposed to pull him out now, just like that. It smells like wood.
Are you sure it's not the forest that we're in?
Nah.
Yeah, it smells like wood. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised about that. I'm just gonna chomp in.
Chomp in, baby.
So I guess maybe it's supposed to mimic the mountain that we climbed yesterday, or like the hill.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, shh. I can't hear it anymore.
Was it the 5 o'clock music?
It could pop. Oh, there it is. It's continuing. So there's 5 o'clock music that plays everywhere in the country that's basically like tells kids to go home and have dinner, and then they'll do whatever after dinner, but the 5 o'clock music is playing out here in the middle of nowhere. I mean, people do live here, and there's like a bathroom here for people driving through, and there's houses and vending machines, so people live here, but I haven't seen a person since we've sat here, even though there are houses around us, so it's still strange to hear that playing in the far reaches of this little area of Tokushima. We've parked our car to go to a bridge. You have to pay 300 yen to park your car here.
This
This is a secure system. Money's in.
We have come to another bridge, and this one's called Kazurabashi, and that means Vine Bridge. And they have got a bridge here that is 14 meters above the river, and it is made of nothing but tree and tree materials. So, like, you can see these big poles right here are it's just trees. And then they've wrapped vines around them to hold them onto this structure to then go across there. And it's 45 meters long, so it's not like just like a small thing. And the other thing that is a bit stand out and nerve-wracking is the downward part, because you could easily break your something through there. Like, my foot goes down there, like straight up. There's no joke about it. So that continues out across the entire bridge, and I mean, it's a bit nerve-wracking. That is a bit scary. So Katie was like, I'm gonna jump on this. I was like, no, you shouldn't jump on this. Holy smokes. Yo, this is some Indiana Jones shit right here. No kidding. Somebody at the other end is gonna cut it, and I'm gonna have to climb up like this with like somebody chasing me trying to pull my heart out of my chest. I'm worried.
I've been told I'm really not allowed to bounce. I'm holding it in very well.
You know how they always say in movies, like, just don't look down, and then like the hero looks down and gets all freaked out? There's some legitimate truth to that. If you don't look down, it's not too bad, but as soon as you do look down, you get this feeling in your stomach that's just like, nope, this is not where I should be standing right now. I just looked down, I shouldn't have done it. Whoa. But if you don't look down, you might not step in the right place. You might stick your foot through the ground. Oh gosh. You have to look down.
We're calling bullshit, all right? It's supposed to be Vine Bridge. Let me tell you, it's fantastic. It doesn't matter that I can see some metal here, or that I can see metal here, or there. They've done a really good job of making you feel as though you are really depending on nature, but really it's the same kind of bridge you walk on that is kind of flexible anywhere. But they really still have left it so that your leg can go straight through there. I can't believe they're letting people walk on this. But anybody that does walk on it instantly goes into terror mode. So I don't think anybody's messing around with this, except for me apparently. I felt the fear in my stomach and I've pushed it really far down. Like, I don't want to be scared during this, so maybe afterwards I'll get this chill through my spine, like, why were you doing all that stuff, like trying to jump on the scary bridge and whatnot. But for the moment, I don't want to have that scared feeling. With the last drip of daylight that we have, we are now hanging out with, I think the name was Shoben Kozo. That's this thing. The GPS doesn't know anything about this. It was taking us at least another 10 kilometers from here, and I'm focusing really on driving these windy roads. Like, I'm not paying attention to the things that are on the side. I'm trying not to hit other cars that are coming the opposite way. And Eric goes, that little boy's just pissing off that cliff. And I looked and I saw the statue and I was like, that's where we're going. Brakes. And now we've pulled over safely to watch this little boy pee down into the river. Yep. This reminds me of those, the stickers people used to put on the back of their trucks. The Calvin and Hobbes thing. It's a little classier than that. I mean, the amount of class that was going on with those Calvin and Hobbes stickers was pretty up here, but this is like a step up from that. I really thought I was gonna go off the edge. That scared me, you just going down there, even though that's the right side to be on, it still freaked me out.
We spent the day way out in the countryside, and I'm talking about like no convenience stores, no restaurants, no hotels, hardly anything. And once the sun goes down, the few things that do exist are off. So we spent some time driving quite a long way, maybe like an hour and a half, to get out of the countryside down into the city. And as you're driving through it, you're just driving through these little, like, I don't want to call them dead towns, but they're kind of like little dead towns. They just have ghost town vibes. And we were kind of hoping maybe we'd find some food, and it just never happened. So what we did is we hit the first restaurant we came to. It's called Joyful, and it is kind of like, they call them family restaurants here, but it's like Denny's or something like that. And Katie just got some like fried chicken essentially, and I got Hamburg, which is basically meatloaf, and some sirloin steak things that they put on top of a hot grill. It is nothing like super amazing. We come to these types of restaurants like once or twice a year, and it's kind of fun when you come, but it's never like stunningly good or anything like that. It's just something to eat. We don't have anything booked for hotels. We have basically no solid plan on what we're doing. Katie has just got a map with a lot of things she wants to do, and we're just trying to stitch it all together as we go along. So we haven't booked anything for the entire trip. So we've come to another Love Hotel because they tend to be just easy, and that's kind of what we're looking for. And this one is, we're sitting in the car, as you can tell. You pull up to this sign, and then you can choose which one of the rooms that you want to go into. And it's indicated with a blue light if it's available, a red light if it's taken, and a blinking light if they're cleaning it. The other information that you can have on this board is it'll say if it has a jet bath, a sauna, or a bath with lights in it, which is, all right, something that you might want. And each one of those is labeled like in the corners of the pictures. And then of course you've got the pictures, and then over here it shows the prices. And tonight we're looking at 5,800 yen for a room because we need a B style room because all the A style rooms are already taken because we're kind of late. It's almost 10 p.m. Does all that make sense? So we're looking through, and I'll read some of them. You got classic feminine. This is in English straight up, which is just great to me. Classic feminine, Silk Road of Asia. That one's taken, unfortunately. We have amusement of adult, webbing modern. I did not mispronounce that. I'm just throwing things out here. Grayish feminine.
What about the red tape?
Red tape is pretty swanky. And adultic Japanese was being cleaned, and now it's finished. And it is a BSM.
Dark España.
I don't know what the SM means. Small, maybe?
BSM.
I'm not sure what we've got information on here that I'm not clear on, but it does have a light up jet bath. I can tell you that. So now we just got to, pick whichever room it is that we look like we want to hang out in tonight, and then we roll on in. But the thing about it is, all I really care about is I want non-smoking, but I can't tell. I'm sure all of them are smoking because that's kind of a love hotel thing. But I would like a room that didn't smell like cigarettes, but that's not information they've got on here. If you want to know how vanilla we are, we figured out what SM means.
It is sadomasochistic.
Because there's definitely some sort of chair in the background of the picture.
There's a special chair and some other items in the rooms. And Dark España, adultic Japanese, and red tape are all sadomasochism.
The adultic Japanese one is like the most interesting looking room to me, like just at a glance. But Katie made a point, like we don't want to take it if somebody else wants to come there and use the equipment. Like we're not going to use the equipment.
Those rooms. So adultic Japanese was winning, but then somebody comes over here and they're like, "Oh, I'm ready for the chair," and then we're not using the chair.
Yeah. So
appropriately, we might be using the chair, but I don't know.
Playing Switch.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let's back up. We got to rethink this.
Yeah, we got. All right. So we chose royal blue, and that's because we're slightly more freaky than pretty natural, and royal blue and pretty natural in the same room basically. Only this one's got a little bit of like a chandelier or something.
It's a little more blue.
What number was it?
13.
So now we're driving through here.
Now these numbers are really hard to read.
Looking for our number 13 room so we can park inside of the parking area. I found pretty natural.
Oh. We've been going to a couple of places lately. Well, we went to one other love hotel, and I noticed that they didn't have like any curtain or anything to pull around. They did have these sitting there, but nobody was using them. But I just saw someone else has shown what the use of this is, and that's so that you don't know who I am. It's the rental car, so you don't know who I am. I did just walk up to the board to take a picture of it, and like a car was going by, and I kind of wanted to hide myself, but it was more for their sake than mine.
Okay, so the car is below again, kind of like at the last one we stayed at. We're above. Sign here says no pets, and we're gonna go enter royal blue. Prepare yourselves. I don't have a member's card. When you leave, press the button. どうぞ.
I hear those swanky jams. This has got to be one of the nicest. It's cheesy, but the smell in here is like incredibly clean. It's pretty frickin' new. We're going to do karaoke all night long!
It feels like a karaoke room more than a hotel room.
Do you have to pay?
Yeah, I think you do. It says you have to rent it. So yeah, let's spin around a little bit here and give us a tour of what you see.
Okay, water boiler, microwave, and refrigerator. Those are all kind of mildly, the microwave is never here. But now I know that I have to open this to see if there's stuff inside. But nothing.
Can you try to figure out how to turn the music off so that YouTube doesn't like sue us?
Oh, that's a really good question.
How do you shut it up? Sometimes it's by the bed. Oh, you got it? Oh, okay. Cool.
So it's a television. Big aircon. A big chandelier that looks like it could use some love. I just broke it somewhere. Gambling. Another refrigerator. There we go.
That's a wet
I'm
bar.
loving this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna set this up at home. You're gonna have to turn in like small biscuits to get these things out of here. Prices seem a little more expensive than the previous place we were at. Maybe not. I don't know. Not too bad. This looks a little bit nicer than the one we saw before. This is for the adult vending.
Oh, yikes. There's stuff
Yeah.
on there that you
Yeah,
can't have. These are not kids' toys.
Not kids' toys. A couch. And they do serve food at these places. It is... One day I'm gonna get it.
Did you see how the food comes in?
No.
Go look at the main door.
Oh, prison style.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, that's freaky. I chose this room because I wanted the curtains. I'm gonna take them down. I never had one of these beds
You worried
when I
about
was young.
mosquitoes?
No, I'm trying to be Jasmine. Leave me alone. Yeah, this bed is gigantic. I don't know. It's probably one of the biggest beds I've seen in a while.
That's a party bed, dude.
I'm gonna invite friends. Okay.
Like Aladdin.
Yeah. The bathroom. How's this going? Towels and such.
I gotta say, it's super clean in here.
It is stupid clean in here. Like, my mom has a timeshare, and this is better than some of the timeshares. Says this has lights and jets.
How do you look on the ceiling?
I see jets.
Oh, yeah,
I
there's
don't
jets
see
on
any
that.
lights.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
There's a television in here.
Sometimes lights come out of places you don't expect.
How is this cheap? I mean, I know it's not like super duper cheap. It's not as cheap as we had the last 2 nights.
We're in the middle of nowhere, basically. The ashtrays in the toilet room.
Yes, there is an ashtray in here.
It doesn't smell like
It
smoke in
doesn't
here.
smell.
No.
It's a
Ooh,
nice toilet.
Washlet, though. That's good news.
Yep.
All right.
If this came without a washlet, I'd be like, what's happening? We're leaving. Go push the button. We're out of
You
here.
gotta go to the S&M room if you want
Yeah.
the right washlet.
Yeah. Well. All right.
All right, so I came to take a shower, and I don't know if this didn't click earlier, but that's a TV, and like, you know, the bathtub is there. And I was like, oh, you know, I wonder what's on TV. I kind of knew it was on TV, but I didn't think it was going to be quite as not for YouTube as it was. I hit that power button, and it was like straight up like XXX action. Of course, things were a little blurry, but like straight up, like you not okay for the internet. And it was like, okay, so I changed the channel, and then it was just normal Japanese TV. A dude doing the weather, and like some guy talking about golf, and then some dude playing that game that they play. It's like chess. I can't recall what it's called right now off the top of my head. But yeah, and then you flip back, and then it's more like raunchy action. And I got a little shot that's, I mean, there's funky stuff going on here, but I mean, it's not like over the line, I think, for YouTube. But yeah, I'm gonna roll that here for you so you can see kind of what's going on. But believe me, it got a lot more funky than that. It is morning now, and we have decided that we are going to order breakfast from the Love Hotel because they have a breakfast menu. Because of course they do. So we are awaiting it at the moment. I had to call and I talked to the lady and I was like, you know, can we still order the breakfast? And she's like, yeah, you can order the breakfast. And I ordered the things. And the assumption is that they're going to bring it to our room in about 30 minutes. And it's going to be delivered, I'm assuming, through that little door that's in the door, like the slave, or the slave door, the prisoner door. And I don't know if they're going to like just disappear. I'm not sure what the social interaction is going to be like. Obviously, it's going to keep our privacy, but I don't know if they're going to ring a bell and have us hand it to them. Like they're going to hand it to us and we're going to have to take it away, or if they're just going to stack it all up and hit the doorbell and run away. Who knows how this is going to happen, but I'm really excited.
This looks really good. We have absolutely nowhere to put it.
Here, put it on this one.
Oh, yeah, just put it on top of the menu. It doesn't matter. It smells good. It looks good. It doesn't seem like they skimped on anything. Glamour. Glamour.
Oh, there's so many of you. You're like a fly. Or I'm like a fly. Somebody's a fly.
I gotta close that window before somebody comes a peeping. Eric has said, and he's allowed me to use this joke, our breakfast has come wrapped in protection. Ta-da! I feel like we're getting married, opening to the veil. It's very anti-Love Hotel.
You to the breakfast?
Me to the breakfast. We've determined that my breakfast is probably the more exciting of the two because I don't know what's inside. It doesn't say on the menu. It's not super squishy. It's full, but not super squishy. So we're gonna take a bite and find out. Tuna.
Is it hot?
Yeah. I mean, did you think that they somehow, hold on, how did you think this happened? That they grilled the bread and then they shoved the tuna inside? Or that it was just a frozen block of tuna and they grilled it and
sushi?
It didn't get cold.
So that's not tuna, that's tuna fish. That's the difference, right?
And cheese, I think. A little bit of cheese. It's good. Salad with some potato salad. Mine came with yogurt. Yours came with eggs and bacon.
And really, really thick bread.
Super thick bread.
My breakfast was pretty good. I think it was about 500 yen. Katie's is like 480 yen. And it's quite a lot better than what you would get at a convenience store. So I think that's pretty good value. And we decided that this place was clean enough and not spooky enough that maybe this would be the Love Hotel we would eat at. Because I don't know if I would apply those rules to every Love Hotel out there.
I like this Love Hotel.
Yeah, it's nice. We had we had these things down. So no mosquitoes last night. It was nice. And I wanted to come in here and I wanted to explain all the Love Hotels. What's up, y'all? All the Love Hotels have a panel system, and it will do various different things. Like
This was the most confusing.
yeah. So the first thing that I realized is there's a rainbow button, and you can see the colors on the panel change because, of course, they do. But the main purpose of the panel is that you can hit different collections of lighting that affects the entire room. So
That's stage 1.
Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then everything's off. Things getting freaky.
I thought things were getting freaky at stage 1, honestly.
And then
Go back to stage 1.
you can
That's the freaky light to me.
you can change the dimness and stuff, and then you can customize each set of lights within the stages that you can turn on and off. This thing's pretty complex. And
how frustrating was it to you when I was trying to figure this out last night?
yeah, it was annoying because you were beeping and I was sleeping. And sometimes these will have like radio controls and controls for the TV and stuff, but here they just have a regular remote. So that covers the gigantic bed. And this bed is huge. It's ridiculously big. It's like, keep in mind, I'm 6'7" or 2 meters, and I'm laying across. And I'm just, I fit. It's 2 meters across, this bed. Okay, and so that's this. And then You might be wondering, like, are there any windows? Because, like, there doesn't seem to be, but of course there are windows. It's the wall. And then you open the wall, and there's a window here that only opens about this far. And that's all you get. But it gets a little bit of fresh air in here. But obviously they're worried about people's privacy and all that, so that's the world you live in when you live in hotels made for love. Last night we had mentioned that on the menu, like we were like, okay, this has got some sort of like light show or whatever in the bathroom. We came in here and we're like, oh, I don't see it, I don't understand. I just realized there's a button here that's labeled rainbow, and when you press the rainbow button, it turns off the main light and it turns into a rainbow inside. Just got a cycle through different colors. It's a bummer to learn about something like this on your way out the door.
It's time to pay to get out of our love hotel, and what we're expecting to be on there is how much the room cost, which was $5,800, and then our breakfast. We also think they just put all that on the tab that comes to you through this bot. So we're kind of expecting something under 7,000 yen. We only have we have 9,000 yen, so we're doing good. I think we'll be able to get out of here. If not, so it doesn't want to. Okay, here we go.
Just wait a sec.
Yep.
There.
73.20. So that's breakfast and the room included. I'm gonna keep my coins because parking can be a bitch. We're getting there, girl.
This is the last bit of erotica you gotta deal with in this room. And now the door should be unlocked.
Yeah, I heard it. It's a really faint sound. It's almost like a magnetic lock as opposed to like a physical one. How'd that lady get in here? The lady that brought us our food.
What are you talking about?
She got a magic key?
She didn't come in. She opened that little door.
Oh my god! I thought it was this door. Are you scared of heights? This is gonna blow your mind. Holy fucking shit. Yep, I'm gonna stop recording that now. Thanks for checking out part 2 of our Shikoku adventure. Make sure to like the video if you've made it all the way to the end. It helps us out, as does commenting below. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any more of Shikoku that's coming up. Support at Patreon is what keeps this project alive. Consider supporting us there for early access to videos, discussions about our adventures, postcards directly to you, and more. Links below.